Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're here to talk to you about some certain life principles that people tend to ignore. But before we start, we just want to beg you, we just want to plead with you to please help us get to the goal that we have set up for this year. We hope to get to 5,000 subscribers. So please, we will not be able to achieve this without you. So help us to subscribe, like, comment, and share our videos so we can reach a greater audience. Thank you very much. Now let's get straight into the video.
Yeah. It's good to have you guys. Just like my wife said, I want us to talk about some life principles that will really help you. We don't want you to ignore these principles again. They are very important. So the first one on our list today is when you talk to someone, please observe the person. Be sure that the person is also interested in the conversation with you. Don't just talk to people and you don't read them. Observe the person's body chemistry, observe the person's reaction. Get to know whether the person really wants to, engage in this conversation. And if you observe the person closely and discover that the person is not interested, please stop. It's very obvious. The person doesn't need to tell you, I'm not interested. At times, action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, I just want to add, apart from talking, like it depends on the kind of conversation that you have with people. Yes, maybe you are teasing the person. You could think that you're a very funny person. You like to tease people. You like to make jokes, but not everybody can find that joke funny. So if you come to somebody and then you'll be making some kind of jokes to other of your friends, and then you bring this joke to this person, and you joke about the person, now the person reacts in a very, like, maybe unsatisfying way or uninterested way, you know, I think it's time for you to, I think that would be the right time for you to withdraw. Don't just keep pushing it. Don't just keep pushing. Be sensitive. Yeah, that's the word. Be sensitive, That way you won't have issues with people. Yes. Yeah.
That is very true. Another one on my list is if people talk to you about their health condition, please don't try to explore it more if they don't want to explore it. If they really want to tell you about it, trust me, they will do it. So don't try to be like, what is really wrong with you? Is it, you just want to explore the topic and try to know more. Please, if the person wants to talk about it, he or she will do that.
Yes, I also want to add that when you see people and they be like, I have a medical appointment, so and so did. My husband and I needs to go see the doctor. Please learn to stop the conversation where the person has ended that conversation. It's not in your place to try to explore that topic and be like, so what is really wrong with your husband? So what is really wrong with you? So why are you going to the hospital? So which hospital are you going to? If that person wants to give you full details the way you want it, the person will do it. But if that person is not willing to do it, please let it slide. It's not your business. So please, let's let it to mind our business. Yeah.
Number 3 on my list is never give advice until the person really needs it.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. Somebody can just walk up to you and the person is like explaining a whole lot of things to you, maybe about his marriage situation, job, and give the person a listening ear. But make sure you don't jump into trying to advise the person. If the person does not need your advice, don't push it.
Exactly. And apart from needing the advice, there's difference between someone that you see, the person needs the advice, but the person is not asking you for it. Someone can need something and is not asking. Yes. You can say somebody and you'll be like, I need to advise this person, but that person doesn't want your advice. The person has not asked for your opinion.
That's true.
So you should learn to understand when to give advice to people. Sometimes people don't talk to you because they want advice, even if they need it. They talk to you because they just want you to listen to them. They just want to pour out their mind to someone. They just want to say it out so that they will feel relieved. That's all they need. So you can just give them that listening ear and validate their points. That's all you need to do. But if they go ahead and be like, okay, what do you think? What do you suggest? What's your idea? What can I do? Then you can open up and talk to the person. in
Exactly.
that instance. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, another thing I want us to really pay attention to is, please, when someone is talking to you, don't press your phone. That is not the right time for you to, try to receive all the message, try to respond to mails. Just give the person your attention. It's just a matter of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's so rude and it's so bad that if someone is talking to you, you don't give the person attention. All
Mhm.
you do is to, that is the right time that you want to press your phone more. Babe, what do you
Yeah.
have to say about
I
that?
mean, it simply means like you feel that the person is blabbing. That's how it looks
Mm,
like
mm,
you're too busy,
mm,
you're just
mm,
like, let me do what I have to do.
mm.
Someone is trying to get your attention, you are trying to like type on your phone. As a matter of fact, when you're talking to someone, eye contact is very, very important.
Yes.
When you give that person full attention, you will be able to get the details of that person's message that that
Mm,
person is trying to pass. But if you are too busy trying to press your phone, trying to like respond to other things at that point in time, then that means you're not listening to the person. Yes, sometimes we could use that as a strategy to distract the person from the conversation. If the person is talking too long
mm,
and you're no longer interested in the conversation, you can still tell the person that, can we continue later? I have something to do now.
mm.
Because I know some of
Better.
us, we tend to like talk and talk and talk and talk. We don't observe the environment. Maybe the person is tired of the conversation and you keep talking, you keep talking. Instead of you to do that, learn to be observant. If you
Exactly.
are talking too much, you have gone out of point and you keep talking and the person is no longer interested, you can see the person is making, it's just like giving you some response like, oh yeah, that's true. Okay. You should know the person is no longer interested in the
Sensitive
conversation,
enough.
so you should stop. Probably the
Mm,
person is distracted, you can come back to it later. That
mm.
way, you also gain respect to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Another one I want us to quickly talk about is, never you talk about your level of achievement and wealth in the midst of your friends that are still struggling. You are not helping them in any way. For example, this is you trying to talk about how children are surrounding your table in the midst of your friends that are yet to give birth. Like, what are you really trying to do?
Yeah. Or you're trying to sell the person, oh, I work in Canada and I make $20,000 every month,
Mm,
and this person is struggling back
mm,
home, and it's not like you're going to give the person any money, but you're still letting the person know that you are so rich, you're so wealthy. Like,
mm,
what's the point? What point are you trying to make? We are letting the person know that the person is telling you that, I'm having challenges with my rent and stuff. Like, you'll be like, I have built 3 houses in the village, I am still building one duplex here, and like, it's not making any sense.
mm,
It's not needed at that point. Maybe
mm,
you're trying to brag or something, but nobody
mm,
really cares at that
mm,
time. So it's better that you are very sensitive. That's my word. Be sensitive, because when you're
mm.
sensitive about your environment, you'll be able to know when to say something and when you shouldn't say something. Yeah.
Exactly. Another point I want us to talk about is, when you meet an old friend, please, that is not the right time for you to discuss the salary of that person. It's very, very unfair. It's not okay. If the person wants to tell you his or her salary, the person will do it without you asking.
Mhm. Yeah, some people like to explore people's ages. You see
Mm,
somebody, or maybe you see a woman and a man, and you be like, how old is your wife?
mm,
Because maybe you feel that the wife is older. It's not your business, it doesn't concern you. Or you see a child and you feel that maybe that child is not as smart as his or her age. You be like,
mm.
how old is she self? you know you shouldn't ask some certain questions. Like, you should know
Exactly.
the kind of questions to ask people. You should know the kind of topics to try to explore about people's life, because
Mm,
it's not funny. The way it sounds to the person is not as funny as the way you think. And you might not even know. The person might be feeling so bad about it. I won't be able to tell you. Sometimes the person will just feel like, this one talks too much, or this one hurts me, and I'm not interested in that person's relationship. I'm not interested in the relationship with this person again, because
again.
this person doesn't know how to talk.
Mm,
Every time I find myself with this person, I go home feeling bad. I go home
mm,
feeling
mm,
intimidated and all
mm,
of that. So
mm.
please be sensitive and be
Yeah,
very, very mindful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lastly, I want to say, understand the kind of person you are working with. When you know the kind of person you are working with, you will really be able to know how to relate with that person. If you happen to have, everybody are different. If you happen to have a church brother as a friend, you should be able to know how to talk to that person. You should be able to know the kind of things you should say to that person. Having a church brother as a friend is different from, having somebody that is not like a very churchy kind of person. Babe, I don't know whether I'm making any sense.
Yeah, I get your point, but I just want to like explain it a little bit in the way I think I
Clearer,
understood,
okay.
Like everybody is different. Everyone
Yeah.
has different things that they like.
Mm,
When you find yourself in a particular situation, in a particular place, first, if you notice that those people surrounding you are not the kind of persons that you would like to associate with, instead of you to be in their midst, it's
mm,
better you be friends with them from far.
mm.
Because if you find yourself in their midst all the time and you don't know how to manage them, then there will be challenges.
A
If
lot.
you are a more churchy person and you
Mm,
find yourself with people that love to club and all of that, you won't be able
mm,
to flow in
mm,
the conversation because
mm.
it will be more about those kind of things.
Yeah.
You get it? And sometimes you might want to feel among and finding yourself saying things that you wouldn't want to say, acting in some kind of way just to fit in,
Mm,
you know. That way you won't be able to feel good afterwards.
exactly.
So it's better that you stick like with people that have your own kind of values. That way you can flow. That like if you're a churchy person and you meet with people that are churchy, the people that are like talking about God
Flow
or talking
more.
about, you'll be able to explore more with them. You'll be able to
Yeah.
talk about, you are more enlightened in that aspect, right?
Exactly.
So that way you will feel better and fulfilled when you're done with such conversations. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if that was what you're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
just said it all. Thank you so much. That
Mhm.
was very like self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we hope that this video is interesting to you.
Yeah.
Not just be interesting to you, but you've learned at least one thing to add to what you already knew. If you didn't know it already, still good that you've learned. So yeah, thank you so much for watching our video.
Thank
And we
you.
really hope that you will help us to get to our goal by subscribing, liking, and sharing. See you in our next video.